My boss said I was too pretty to be taken seriously at work, so I showed up the next day looking like I just survived the apocalypse. I never thought I'd deliberately make myself look terrible for work, but sometimes you have to get creative when dealing with workplace sexism. I've spent 4 years building my career at a prestigious architectural firm. My portfolio is strong, my client feedback excellent, and I recently led a project that won our firm an industry award. Despite this, my direct supervisor, Richard, has always found subtle ways to undermine me. Last week, I was preparing to present designs for a major commercial development to potential investors. This was a career-defining opportunity, the kind that leads to partnership consideration. The night before the presentation, Richard called me into his office for what he called a friendly chat. "You know, Alexis," he said, leaning back in his chair, "you are an excellent architect, but I am concerned about tomorrow." I waited for constructive feedback about my presentation. Instead, he said, "The investors are old-school businessmen. Hapial, you are too pretty to be taken seriously. They'll be so distracted by your appearance that they won't focus on your designs." I stared at him momentarily speechless. "Are you suggesting I should, what, look less attractive just trying to help you succeed?" He replied with a condescending smile. "Maybe tone down the makeup, wear something less bitted. You want them focusing on your brain, not your face." I nodded politely and left seething inside. That night, instead of practicing my presentation, I hatched a plan. The next morning, I arrived at the office looking like I'd been stranded on a deserted island for 6 months. I hadn't slept all night. Authenticity. Applied makeup to create dark circles under my eyes, used dry shampoo and hairspray to create a rat's nest on my head, and wore my most shapeless, colorless outfit from the depths of my closet. Richard's face when he saw me was priceless, pure panic. "Lexis, what happened to you? The investors will be here in 20 minutes. I am following your advice," I replied cheerfully. "Now they'll definitely focus on my brain instead of my face, right?" He tried to send me home to change, but I reminded him that would mean canceling the presentation entirely, unless you want to explain to the firm partners why our potential $30 million client left without seeing our designs. The meeting went forward. I presented brilliantly, my appearance so startlingly different that the investors couldn't help but focus intensely on my words and designs. One even commented afterward, "I've never seen someone so passionate about architecture that they'd clearly stayed up all night perfecting their presentation." We secured the contract. The firm partners were ecstatic. And Richard, he was called into a meeting with Yor the following day after I forwarded our friendly chat email chain to our head of operations. Richard now reports to me, and I've never again been told I am too pretty for my job, though I keep dry shampoo in my desk drawer just in case anyone needs a reminder about what really matters in architecture. Sometimes the best way to highlight absurdity is to take it to its logical extreme, and sometimes the quickest path to respect is showing exactly how ridiculous it is to judge competence by appearance. For the record, I am back to my normal professional appearance now, but every time Richard sees me coming, he still flinches a little.